Race fans, it's that time of year where I'm here to give y'all my way too early predictions for the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series starting grid. I'm going to do it all in numerical order, starting off with the 1 car and going all the way to the 99 car. Going to be a little bit of a longer video here, so kick back and relax, but let's get started.
Hey, it's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. here at Kroger, and you're watching William Blackwell on YouTube.
Driving the number 1 car for Trackhouse Racing in the 2023 season, it will be the same driver that drove this car last year, that being Ross Chastain, the watermelon guy. Right now, early on in the season, he has done really well. Had a top 5 finish in Vegas and led the most laps that day, and he also had a great showing in Phoenix where he finished runner-up. So Chastain is doing good enough, I think, for them to at least give him another year on his contract. So Chastain will be going nowhere in 2023. Driving the number 2 car will remain the same with Austin Cindric. He won the Daytona 500. He's a great driver, and I do not expect him to go anywhere anytime soon. So he's going to stay in that 2 car for many years to come. Driving the number 3 car will be Austin Dillon, the grandson of Richard Childress. Richard Childress has remained committed to his grandson Austin Dillon throughout the years, and a lot of people were speculating whether or not they'll give him the boot after 2016, a couple years back. He's been racing since 2014, so he has yet to win. And 2017, Austin Dillon finally broke through and won that Coca-Cola 600 in a fuel mileage race. Big win for him. And in 2018, he won the Daytona 500. A big win for him. And he fast forwarded to 2020 where Austin Dillon won the Summer Texas race. So if Austin Dillon, if he did not win the 2017 Coca-Cola 600, I don't believe we will be talking about him right now. He's earned this, and he's going to be in this 3 car for many years to come. I think he's doing one heck of a job. So Austin Dillon in his 3 car, great driver. Driving the number 4 car in 2023 will be Kevin Harvick, and yes, this might be it for Happy Harvick. His contract expires at the conclusion of the 2023 season. Does he retire to spend more time with family? And we all know he's got Keelan around the house, and he's getting into racing. So does Harvick want to be more involved in that? I believe so, and time will tell for 2024, but I think this will be it for Harvick in 2023. Racing in 5 car will be Kyle Larson. There's no debate about it. He's probably going to get a lifetime deal with Hendrick Motorsports. He's that good of a driver, and I do not expect him to go elsewhere. He is so darn good. And also, Kyle Larson, not many owners out there will be allowing him to race every single night of the week like Rick Hendrick does, so that will also play a big factor into Larson, whether or not if he wants to go somewhere else, because I don't think he get the same opportunity elsewhere, contending for wins and having the availability to race any time of the week. But Larson is not going anywhere. Driving the number 7 car will be Corey LaJoie still. LaJoie is not a great driver, but nor is he a bad driver. He's decent, and he gets the job done. He does not damage many vehicles, and I think they'll keep him around in the Spire number 7 car for the 2023 season. Driving the 8 car for next year will be Tyler Reddick. This was just confirmed not too long ago, so Reddick doing so far well in the season, and expecting to grab a win or 2 this year. And it's going to be in contention for the championship heading into 2023. Driving the 9 car will be Chase Elliott. I did not expect him to go anywhere. He just signed a big deal with Hendrick Motorsports till about, I think it was 2027. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but I believe so. And he's not going anywhere. Driving the 10 car, the last handful of years has been Eric Almirola. But this past off-season, before the Daytona 500, he announced that he is retiring. And there's a couple of drivers out there that I think could be in contention for it. The number 1 candidate has to be Ryan Preece, the team's reserve driver. That's who I think they end up going with, but I also believe they keep a close eye on Ryan Blaney, team Penske. After Harvick kind of threw it up in the air in 2020, about retirement, Ryan Blaney was the first driver that came up to mind, right beside Kyle Larson and Chase Briscoe. But Ryan Blaney caught my attention, and do they give him a call? Maybe. Time will tell, but I believe it will be Ryan Preece. And another long shot will be Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He's doing so darn good in the 47 car, so maybe they give him a call. Driving the number 11 car in the 2023 season will be Denny Hamlin. Even though he owns a cup team called 2311 Racing, co-owned with Michael Jordan, I do not see him going there anytime soon. He is going to stay put in the 11 car. Driving the number 12 car next year will be Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney so far has been hit or miss in the 2022 season, but he is going to snag a win or two, I believe, and he is going nowhere unless Stewart-Haas Racing gives him a call and a contract he cannot refuse. But driving the 14 car will remain Chase Briscoe. In this past off season, Chase Briscoe was in a hole. High Point was kind of backing up their sponsorship deal with Briscoe and Stewart-Haas Racing, and they needed someone to step up to the plate because Haas Automation right now is going full-on sponsor for Cole Custer because Cole Custer is struggling to bring in sponsors, and so Chase Briscoe had to get something going. And Mahindra Tractor narrowed it down to two teams, the 17 car of Chris Buescher and the 14 car of Chase Briscoe. Oh my gosh. But they narrowed it down to between them two. And they obviously chose the 14 car. But imagine if they didn't. Chase Briscoe would have had to go this whole season without really a sponsor, just Haas Automation on the board, which is, I know Gene Haas hates seeing that because that's more money out of his pocket. But they went there, and Chase Briscoe does not have to worry about a seat anytime soon. He's going to remain in that 14 car for many years to come, especially after winning Phoenix, and that's a promising sign for Briscoe. He earned that win, not like Cole Custer did at Kentucky in 2020 and won by a lucky restart. You just don't see that every day. But Chase Briscoe win at Phoenix is a very pivotal moment for that team in their future. Driving the number 16 car will be Daniel Hemrick. The 16 car in 2022 was a part-time car. But heading into 2023, I believe that will be one driver. And that would be Daniel Hemrick. And I think he's going to get another jab at the Cup Series, and I think he will do well. Look at him so far in his Cup starts in the season. Really well. But driving the 17 will be Chris Buescher. The 18 will be Kyle Busch. That's an interesting name. He might go elsewhere in 2022 all-season just because Mars Candy is leaving Joe Gibbs Racing, which is like M&M's, Skittles, Twix, and Double Mint gum, and Snickers, and all that. They're leaving that team. So Kyle Busch is going to have to bring in some sponsorship, which I don't think that's going to be necessarily hard for him. But I think if he's going to do something like that, might as well start up his own team. So it wouldn't surprise me to see that happen, but I think he will stay put for at least another year in the 18 car. Driving the 19 car will be Martin Truex Jr. I know rumors are circulating that Truex might be done after 2022. I was not buying into that. Truex is a great driver, and I think he's doing really well right now, and I do not see him going into retirement as he's still in his prime. So Truex will go at least one more year. Driving the 20 car will be Christopher Bell. Driving the 21 car will be Harrison Burton. Could this be a one and done for him? Time will tell. He's struggling really bad right now in 2022. Last in points. He has to get things going in the right direction. Roger Penske, we all know he is not patient with young drivers or veteran drivers, Matt DiBenedetto, but he's not patient with them at all. And if they're not doing good, nor bringing in sponsorship money, he's going to give them the boot. So that can very well happen to Harrison Burton. And driving the 22 car will be Joey Logano. Driving the number 23 car for 2311 Racing in the 2023 season will be Bubba Wallace. He's a great driver with a great team. They're just starting to get things going in the right direction, slowly but surely, ever since they added on Kurt Busch to their driver lineup. More feedback with a veteran is going to help out Bubba Wallace tremendously as the years go down the road. So Bubba Wallace will remain in the 23 car. Driving the 24 car will be William Byron. I do not expect him to go anywhere anytime soon. He's a very promising driver. I know the results might not show it so far in 2022, but he is going to get a win at some point, and he's going to lock himself into the playoffs and go for the championship. Driving the number 31 car will be Justin Haley. He's going to remain for the Kaulig, and I don't think he's doing that bad of a job. I think he's doing as they expected him to do, maybe in the teens some weeks and sometimes in the mid-20s. And I think they're happy with him right now, and they're not going to move on from him. Justin Haley is doing good for them. But let's see here. Yeah, the 34 car that has been driven by in years past by Michael McDowell, but this year he is going to retire, and it's going to shock a lot of people. But I believe that Michael McDowell will lend the keys over to Zane Smith, a Truck Series driver for that organization. He's a great and phenomenal driver. He's won Daytona this year, so that's going to be a great slide in, because the 38 car was Todd Gilliland. He's going to remain the same. He came in the same exact way. Zane Smith, I believe, will go in. A driver getting exited out and a truck ride, getting promoted to a cup ride. But now the 41 car will be Cole Custer. Time will tell to see if he's going to be in this car for many years. His dad, Joe Custer, works for the organization, but he is not doing good at all. So do they give Cole the boot and he goes elsewhere? And I know a lot of teams have a lot of interest in him. Just ask Rick Ware Racing. They tried to snag him in 2020, but Stewart-Haas Racing got their hands on him because he was their Xfinity driver. Driving the 42 car will be Ty Dillon. I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. He's a very marketable driver. He brings in sponsorship money, so he's going nowhere. Driving the 43 car will be Eric Jones. I think him and Richard Petty are getting along very well. So do not expect him to go anywhere unless it's for a big-time ride, which I don't think yet he is ready for. He went to Joe Gibbs Racing to race the 77 car for Furniture Row Racing. Then he went to the 20 to replace Matt Kenseth, and collected a couple of wins, Daytona, Darlington, and the 2020 Clash at Daytona. And that was it for him, and they gave him the boot for Christopher Bell. But I believe after a couple of years in the 43 car, I think he'll be ready to go elsewhere for a bigger ride, and he will seize the opportunity and do very, very well. But for 2023, he'll remain the driver of the 43 car. Driving the 45 car will be Kurt Busch for another year. He might retire after 2023 alongside Kevin Harvick, but it's going to be a good and interesting year, I believe so, of Kurt Busch. He's going to have 1 year under his belt racing for Toyota. He's going to get a lot more knowledge. So Kurt Busch, going nowhere this offseason. The 47 car will remain with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He's a great, reliable driver. He gives you a chance to win, and he's also called to a lot of people like Mike Joy, Mr. Excitement. And I'm not speaking for him, but he is a very marketable driver, and he brings in tons of sponsorship. When he is racing the 17 car, he has some big sponsors like Sunny D, and they followed him over. They didn't just stay there at the 17 car. They like Stenhouse. So Stenhouse is a very likable driver and a very marketable driver, so they're going to keep him. Driving the number 48 car in the 2023 NASCAR Cup season will be Alex Bowman. So far in 2022, Alex Bowman has one win underneath his belt, which came from Las Vegas, where he defeated his teammate Kyle Larson at the start and finish line. A good race for him, but he is going nowhere anytime soon. And also, him and Ally, his sponsor, are getting along very, very well. So that's a very promising sign. So he's not going anywhere. Driving the 51 car will be Cody Ware. He has shown signs of being a great, talented driver. I don't think he's in the best machinery, nor should he be, but he's racing very well, and he's going to remain in that 51 car for at least another year. Driving the 54 car, yes, this is a new car. Yes, it's for 2311 Racing. It will be Ty Gibbs. I know he's going to go into the Cup Series one day, and it might not be straight into Joe Gibbs Racing, and I think this is a situation right here. He'll go into 2311 Racing Then he'll work his way up to Joe Gibbs Racing. But he's going to race the 54 car for the time being, full time, and he will be a contender for Rookie of the Year. The 77 car is going to be a full-time ride, and I believe it's going to be with Noah Gregson. They got a charter. They just need a full-time driver, and they had Josh Bilicki driving a 77 car part-time Landon Castle in 2022. Neither of them have been very successful, and Noah Gregson is going to get a full-time jab in the Cup Series. So Noah Gregson, full-time in the 77 car. Driving the number 78 car next year will remain B.J. McLeod. A very overhyped team, in my opinion. Live Fast Motorsports. I thought they'd be coming out swinging last year, but they did not. They were off the pace. Very, very bad. But hopefully they get things turned around by 2023, because if they don't, I can see them closing down. It's not looking good for them. Driving the 99 car will be Daniel Suarez. He's going nowhere anytime soon. You got Pitbull as an owner. Justin Marks, they really, really love Suarez, so he's going nowhere. He's going to remain there for many years to come. But there you go. There's my full prediction for the driver lineup for the 2023 season. And the big key takeaways is Eric Almirola and Michael McDowell retiring. 2311 Racing is expanding to a 3-car team with Ty Gibbs. And Rick Ware Racing sells their charter, one of their charters, and it happens to be 2311 Racing. And 3 Rookie of the Year contenders being Zane Smith in the 34, Ty Gibbs in the 54, and Noah Gregson in the 77. But everybody, though, remember to please like and subscribe and comment down below your opinions about the 2023 NASCAR driver lineup.